Good Sunday morning. I just finished my yoga practice. For some reason we got up really early this morning. I don't know, it's only 6:30. But it feels really great to have gone through that. And I won't take up much of your time today. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about the past week and ask you a question. Who wrote your story last week? Did you write your story, or did the world write your story? Interesting question, isn't it? It's one that I read this week. Thought it had some particularly interesting thoughts about it that I might share. And I wanted to start with something that we don't often think about. When you're playing with a newborn baby or a baby that's not quite a year old yet, it's always fun to watch them the first time they realize that they have fingers and toes, right? So I want you to just visualize that for a moment, remembering back to maybe playing with an infant, if you haven't for a while, and what it was like for them. And we as parents and grandparents are always so quick to want them to identify with what those are. And so we tell them that they're fingers and we tell them that they're toes. And, as parents, we want them to quickly be able to say dada and mama and identify with us. And so we're constantly saying who we are, right? And then if we're reading them a book, we're pointing to pictures and we're identifying with animals a lot of times first: giraffe, an elephant, pig, cow, right? So as I was reading this week, I was thinking about a couple of things, in that why are we so fast? Why are we so quick to want to take away that childlike wonder of seeing something for the first time, or experiencing something for the first time, or looking at something for the first time, hearing something for the first time? Why are we so quick to want to identify and label what that is? Have you ever thought about that? I think that Jesus said in one of his teachings to the disciples, those who come to me like children will be the ones who receive the kingdom of heaven. Or something like that, right? And yet we are so quick and so fast to not want to be children, or to not want our children to be children. Think about that for a moment. We want them to be children, but we also want them to learn and identify, right? But just what if, as adults, we kept the wonder of experiencing something for the first time? Which brings me back to who is writing your story and who wrote your story this past week. Have you, or did you, or have you thought about trying to have a creative thought, a thought that perhaps no one else has had? Some of us are probably better than that than others. I don't know how creative I am day to day, but something to think about that no one else has ever thought about. I think that the millennials and the kids who are making their money on YouTube and social media in today's age might be more creative than those of us who think we have to go to a 9-to-5 job, right? I don't know. They certainly are coming up with new ways to exist in this world, that's for sure. So back to the story of who is writing yours. I know for me this week, I let the world, students, adults, work environment, write a couple of my days. I let reality take a bigger role. I let them create my days. Just a couple. And when the days were over, I felt horrible. I felt like I had been let down, like I had let others down, like I had been defeated, like someone else won. So, do you want to let someone else write your story? Or do you want to create your own story? Do you want to be present with yourself and figure out where you fit? What's important to you? Do you want that childlike wonder as you go through your days and try to experience and bring about presence and being for yourself? I certainly do. And it is my goal this week not to let someone else write my story. If that's something that you want to try as well, I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to get in touch with your inner self and to sit and think about how you want your story to go this week. God bless and have a great one.